Welcome, I'm Sky.
I'm Bella.
I'm Ruby.
And I'm Morgan, and we're here to tell you about the tragic murder of JonBenet Ramsey.
JonBenet Ramsey was a lovely, charming 6-year-old beauty pageant girl who lived with her picture-perfect family in Boulder, Colorado. Like any family, the Ramseys enjoyed a festive Christmas celebration at a friend's house in 1966. But little did they know that the next day would bring a nightmare and a heart-wrenching 911 call.
Emergency. William, police. What's going on? 515th Street. What's going on there, ma'am? We have a kidnapping.
The Ramsey family consisted of John Ramsey, Patsy Ramsey, 6-year-old JonBenet, and 9-year-old brother, Burke. Due to John Ramsey's high-paying job, the family had a beautiful house and could afford the many beauty pageants Patsy put her daughter in. They were the picture-perfect suburban family, until tragedy struck.
On the morning of December 26, 1996, Patsy walked down the stairs to make coffee around 5:30 in the morning. She found a ransom note on the stairs to the second level of their home demanding $118,000 for JonBenet's safe return and threatening to end her life if anyone was notified about her kidnapping. Frantic, she ran upstairs to check her daughter's room and found it empty. After waking her husband and despite the note's warning not to contact police, Patsy made the 911 call at 5:33 a.m.
Police arrived at the Ramseys' residence around 5:52 a.m. This marked the start of the many mistakes made during the course of this investigation. While the two officers made a quick search of the home and found no signs of a forced entry, they only sectioned off JonBenet's room. This allowed the family and their friends to roam freely around the home, touching and possibly destroying needed and crucial evidence. Hours passed, and when no ransom call came in, as stated in the note, the call would come around 10 a.m. with further instructions. The officers and detectives suggested that the father, John Ramsey, and a family friend searched the house again at 1 p.m. This is when JonBenet is discovered by her father in a previously overlooked wine cellar room in the cellar.
Brought upstairs by her father, JonBenet is discovered to be dead, with her mouth and wrists covered in duct tape, a white rope wrapped around her neck, and her torso draped in a white cloth. An autopsy done later discovered that she had an 8.5-inch contusion in her skull. JonBenet's autopsy also revealed that she died due to suffocation.
There were many mistakes made during the first day of this investigation, especially on the police's part. Allowing the family and their friends to roam the house freely destroyed vital evidence to the case, both physical and possible biological evidence. The many mistakes made during this first day is likely to have been attributed to the fact that this case is still unsolved, as no definitive proof has led to a conviction. There were many pieces of evidence, however, that created many theories, yet none of the possible theories have struck.
Throughout this case, and still to this day, the family has been suspected by the public of being the perpetrators of the crime. The first being that the ransom demanded in the note was the same amount that John Ramsey's Christmas bonus was for this year. Next being that the ransom note was most likely written in the house on stationery paper that belonged to the Ramseys. The flashlight found on the kitchen counter possibly being the weapon of the blunt force trauma to JonBenet's head, and the pineapple in a bowl with Burke's fingerprints on it that was found in her stomach. There also was the fact that there was a broken window in the basement that John Ramsey said he previously had broken, along with a footprint that did not belong to the Ramsey family. No other evidence of an intruder were present, and there were still cobwebs and dust on the window still left undisturbed from the killer's possible escape route.
While the family was cleared due to DNA touch testing, the evidence surrounding the family has led many to believe that they are the ones at fault. One such theory points that when JonBenet tried to eat some of her brother's pineapple, he lashed out in anger and killed his sister. As a way not to lose both children, the parents covered up her death. This is strictly a theory, and none of the family has ever been named an official suspect, as all evidence is purely circumstantial.
While there were many suspects of this case, two, John Carr and Bill McReynolds, were the most famous. John Carr was a 41-year-old who confessed in an email to killing JonBenet and stated that he had drugged and sexually assaulted her. However, he was later dismissed as no drugs were found in her autopsy. His DNA samples did not match those found on JonBenet's underwear, and police could not confirm whether or not he was actually in Boulder during this time.
Bill McReynolds was the neighborhood Santa, and when Patsy had hired him one year, Bill immediately became infatuated with JonBenet. During a Christmas party, JonBenet gave Bill a vial of glitter that Bill would carry everywhere, including taking it with him during heart surgery. He had also requested that this glitter be mixed with his ashes when he was cremated. His weird attraction, almost obsession, to JonBenet is what drew the police's attention to him. While investigating, police found a play that Bill's wife Janet had penned about a girl being tied up in a basement and killed. However, like John Carr and the Ramsey family, all evidence surrounding Bill was circumstantial, and no definitive proof was ever uncovered to convict them, and the case was temporarily closed.
The Ramsey case was reopened in 2010 with a new focus on DNA samples, which they now believe is from 2 individuals instead of 1. These samples would be sent to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation to be tested with more modern methods, though nothing has come of it yet. In 2016, there was a lawsuit against CBS in which CBS aired a documentary that implied the brother Burke, then 29, did it despite the fact that he has been cleared by DNA evidence. Burke filed a $750 million defamation lawsuit, which was settled in 2019, with the terms not disclosed, and the case is still open and unsolved to this day.
JonBenet's murder is tragic and one that rocked the community of Boulder, Colorado. This case is also one that has fascinated the true crime world for its mystery and theories. In the end, the life of a 6-year-old girl was cut short, and no matter the circumstances, it is tragic. However, until the case is solved, theories will run rampant and a little girl will go unavenged.
The sources used to make this podcast are the following: Fox News, Rolling Stone, Screen Rant, The Daily Camera, Bustle, Biography.com, Crime Museum, and the Ramsey Case channel on YouTube.
Production Company, RBMS. Producers, Ruby, Bella, Sky, Morgan. Writers, Morgan. Engineers and sound mixing, Sky. Researchers, Ruby, Sky, Bella, and Morgan.